Alright, so we got a brand new balance patch in Pokemon Unite. Looks like they went through, nerfed some of the strongest move sets, buffed some of the lesser used characters. So we're going to go through it and see how this impacts the meta. So first up, we got Crustle. It's getting a cooldown reduction to X Scissor. 2 seconds is pretty big reduction. I think that So first up, we got Crustle getting a 2 second cooldown reduction to X Scissor. That seems like a massive change. I think that Stealth Rock has been the better move for a while now, especially with it getting its crits back. So it'll be interesting to see whether this brings X Scissor Crustle back. I know I played it a lot back in Season 1, so I'm looking forward to giving it a try. Next, we got Blastoise. This has probably been a necessary change. Blastoise has been very strong since the last patch. Starts with Rapid Spin, no longer being unstoppable. It only resists hindrances. I think that's a good change. Rapid Spin has been very powerful with the damage it can do, being able to get into the middle of team fights and just deal massive damage to multiple enemies, being able to chase down opponents, especially with you getting the extra move speed from Water Spout. So it's still going to be able to do a lot of damage, but it's not going to be nearly as strong at getting into big team fights. At the same time, they give Hydro Pump a 1 second cooldown reduction. I feel like Surf Hydro Pump was still a pretty strong move set, so kind of surprised they buffed it. Obviously, they want people to maybe switch back to that move set or make a choice, but I don't know if that was necessary. But this is a big damage reduction, all the ratio, the per level, and the base damage. Uh, Blastoise clearly has one of the best unites in the game. It's already been nerfed a couple times, so they're taking it even a step farther. Um, I think this might be a bigger hit to Blastoise than maybe the Rapid Spin. So it'll be interesting to see how that damage reduction plays out in the game. Next, we got Greninja. All right, we got a nerf to its surf damage, both the ratio, the base damage, and the bonus damage. Since Greninja got a buff to its cooldown on its Unite, I feel like everybody's been playing Greninja. It's been the best jungler, so I think this is good to nerf its preferred moveset. Maybe people will switch back to Shuriken a bit or consider it. But I still think Greninja is going to be strong. This isn't like huge damaging numbers. It's still going to probably be the best jungler. Lucario, damage increase on the extreme speed plus has been reduced. I think they increased it last patch, so this is kind of reverting back to the increased damage. Um, I think E speed has always been strong in Lucario. It'll continue to be strong, but we'll see. All right, I think this might be the most impactful change of the patch. Hoopa Unite move across the board, getting damage reduction, basic attacks, hyperspace fury damage, Psybeam damage. They've nerfed Hoop a few times, both Trick and Hyperspace Hole, but they haven't touched its ult, which I think has been the biggest issue. So it's good to see them finally reduce the damage on it. It's still gonna have the portal ability. It's still gonna have a big area of stun, which it will make it useful still, but it's good to see that they nerfed the damage. It was necessary. Cinderace, another very strong jungle pick. Blaze Kick has been the preferred move for a while now. They're reducing the damage slightly. Not sure it's gonna have much difference. Um, Pyro Ball Plus, you get a bigger cooldown reduction. So again, and Feint dodges slightly farther. So they're trying to bring the Blaze Kick and the Pyro Ball movesets closer together. It'll be interesting to see whether people switch back to Pyro Ball or they stay with Blaze Kick. Azumarill, another champion that's kind of fallen by the wayside. They nerfed it shortly after release. They reduced the true damage on Aqua Tail, so I think this buff will be pretty good across the board. HP increases, and they're just adding lifesteal at both level 4 and 9. So I mean that alone is a pretty good buff. It's only 70 HP. per level essentially, but the lifesteal is a big deal. And then they boost the Aqua Tail damage pretty significantly, I'd say. Looking at the ratio on the far damage, extra 40 base, an extra 40% on the ratio. That's pretty significant. Slight buff to play rough. It's not really a damage move anyways, but I definitely want to give Aqua Tail a try now with the lifesteal and the increased damage. It'll be interesting to see whether Azumarill can compete with the other all rounders. It's definitely been near the bottom of the list. All right, Gardevoir. Now this is a very interesting change. Used to be a level 10 evolution. Now we're down all the way to level 8, and massive stat increases. 300 health. Almost 90 special attack at that evolution point. That's pretty massive. Um, they increased the damage on confusion, helping it play early. Psyshock's getting a slight increase in damage again. Uh, Psyshock Plus getting a little bit of extra damage to its bonus. Psyshock's kind of fallen behind Future Sight as preferred move, so they're again trying to bring it back up. That in addition to the stat increases and evolving at level 8, it'll be interesting to give that a try. Maybe especially in the jungle, a lot easier to hit level 8 than 9. Have your ult at Dreadnought with Gardevoir is a pretty big deal. So Gardevoir might get some play in the jungle for sure. Serena, another all-rounder that's kind of just slightly behind Lucario and Machamp. So they give it a slight attack increase. Nothing major, looking like 4 or 5 attack damage per level. It's got decent scaling, so this is just I don't think they went overboard, which is good. Just trying to bring it up to the other all rounders. And now we're on to Slowbro, which probably got the biggest change in the entire patch. Um, Scald damage increase, the burn damage increase, the attack reduction increase. Scald has probably been one of the worst moves since the beginning of the game. They buffed it, I think, once or twice before, but this is a pretty major buff. And his Unite cooldown also getting reduced. Um, Slowbro's had a niche with his ult being able to just, lock down a target on the other team is very important, but he's kind of not had much use elsewhere. So I'm definitely interested to try and give Scald a try, see if it's worth giving up the CC. You get slowed, but worth giving up the Surf CC. Very interested in trying Slowbro. Venusaur, Solar Beam again, has kind of fallen behind Petal Dance, Giga Drain, so they're giving it a slight damage increase. I still think Solar Beam's a pretty strong moveset before, so maybe people would give it a try. I'll definitely want to give it a try. And then Blissey, another buff actually. A nerf to Egg Bomb. The damage has gone down actually quite significant on the base and the ratio. But Soft Boiled and Egg Bomb, the cooldown has gone by 3 seconds, which is absolutely massive. And I get why they did it. I tried playing Soft Boiled Egg Bomb combination, and I never felt like I got above 2 charges just because the cooldown was so high, and I was always throwing out Egg Bombs or Soft Boileds to heal my teammates. So you never really took advantage of having up to 4 or 5 charges with the cooldown so high. So now with this lowered cooldown, I feel like you can store charges a lot better. Definitely worth giving a try because Blissey has been very strong support for quite a while. So definitely interested to give that a try. Aegislash, slight change to the knockup duration. Okay. Dragonite, slight increases to his attack damage. Again, Dragonite's kind of fallen behind in the all-rounder, so like Serena, I think they're trying to boost him up a little bit, bring him back up. Mr. Mime, debuff duration on his ult. Sylveon Mystical Fire fixed a bug. Okay, and then experience share, the experience per second on the active ability. So if you're the lowest experience on your team with experience share, you increase the passive experience that your teammates get. So I like that they're at least trying to buff items that maybe aren't the most used. Um, so Again, we'll see how much this actually affects. Not many people play Experience Share as it is, not many people play supports, but maybe it'll give people a reason to play Experience Share. I like that they're at least trying to buff lesser used items. So that is it. A lot of big changes. I'm really excited to give them a try. You can watch me play these changes over at twitch.tv/maximiner. If you like watching Pokemon content live, if you like watching the videos here on the channel, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Peace.